Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, August 30, 2015, 12:57 a.m. Birmingham, and 13 days and counting to Harbinger Day. Okay, went over some of the things on the last blog, just that you can help protect yourself. Look, the number one thing you always do, and I'm saying this because it is the truth. Make sure that you know Christ. If you know Christ, then you don't have to worry a whole lot about all these other things. Really. I mean, times will be bad for Christians just as they're bad for everyone else. The Bible says the just gets rained on as the unjust. And that's true. But there's a difference in your prayer and what you get out of your prayer being a Christian. And then if you're not a Christian, then who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? And I'm not being funny, but there's no one else. There is no one else in the world to call that can save your soul. And the one that can save your soul can also get you through these tough times. So anyway, let's move on. There's a lot of things that's going to happen in September. And you have heard two from me, or three right now. The Harbinger, which is September 11, and then the Shemitah, which is on September 13th, but it will be the 14th for us. It's 13th is on Sunday. And then you have the Jubilee. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 15th. And that's not all. There's 2 or 3 other events. But I'm going to give you 2 more, and I'm going to give you 1 more that frightens me as bad as everything I've already told you. The most. The next event after these things that I'm telling you right now is a visit from the Pope. I've heard 3 times the same date, then all of a sudden I heard a second date. Doesn't come in play. I don't know where it came from, but I did. I've heard the 25th to the 27th. Then I've heard the 24th to the 26th. Then I've heard a different date. So I'm going to say the 24th and the 26th. This is a Pope visit to the United States. He is supposed to come with bad news. And now I'm hearing that he may come with other news, other bad news. The bad news is we are supposed to be put under some sort of control about global warming. They're supposed to be able to implement ASAP the kind of car you will drive, how much water you can use, really, length of the baths, no more washing your car, even though this is a very stable area. A lot of things that will change your life. How much power can you use in your house? How many light bulbs can you have on? How many watts can you run at the same time? Can you have 3 fans and the air conditioner on? In wintertime, how much heat do you need? You need to put your heat at 65 instead of 72 or whatever most people like. A lot of things are going to change, but that's just one of them. Second, I am hearing there is supposed to be some sort of grand disclosure made by the Pope in this country on those dates. And the disclosure is they have made contact. They have talked with those out there, and they're here. They're here today, and they want to meet us. So that kind of thing. Let me tell you who it is that would be here. It would be the offspring of the fallen angels. Their Nephilim, their offspring, has got with man somehow at some point in time and worked up a deal. And their offspring able to take so many people. First it started out animals, then it went to people. And now the number of people, they cannot be controlled. But aliens, they call them, they're no longer aliens than you and I are. They're all fallen angels and their offspring and the creation between their offspring and man. And then the creation between what man did in the labs with the DNA from the actual dead Nephilim. And the bulk of them are the little grays. I mentioned that the other day, but all I will tell you is there's 3 types, specific types of what they call aliens, but there's about 60 different ones of one type. So I don't know more than that. All these shows you see, they're out there looking for Bigfoot. And these shows you see, paranormal, and these others, seance, they want to contact the dead. And another, people died in this house 40 years ago, it caught on fire, and there's still 2 children running around creating problems. Hogwash to every bit of it. Number 1, the Bible's clear. When the man dies, he's in the ground. He is not with God. But when he said to the thief next to him on the cross, Jesus said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." But the soul, but the spirit may not be. The spirit may stay with the body. But the spirit is not running around creating problems. Only the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim can do that. All these things people are trying to conjure up are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. If you think, and I'm sorry to say this, that you have someone you know that's coming to you and talking to you, then you are food in a major way. They can't, look, as bad as I hate to say this, I told my daughters, my granddaughter, when my wife died, I wrote a poem and I said, when you look up and see the brightest star at night, that's your grandmother or that's your mother. Or when you hear a bell ringing at certain times during your prayer and you're thinking about her, that's her. That's wrong. That is not. They don't hear, we don't hear a word from her, nor will we ever hear a word from her until we get to paradise. And she in body is not there. Her soul is probably before the Lord, but anything else is not. So anything that's running around, anything that's trying to conjure up, they're evil spirits. Leave those things alone, guys. Leave them alone. They're evil. They're mean. And it's just like using a Ouija board. If you get those boogers in you or in your house, you're not going to get them out. That's what they are. And they're here to do one thing, is bring misery to you and as much as they can. There's so much more I need to tell you. And but right now, unless I go through my paperwork here, I'm gonna end it. And but there's a lot more to come, and I'll tell you where to go back and find where I had a specific study on the events that would happen in September of 2015, because we got more time coming up after that too. Jody with Expoz.